Okay, I wasn't surprised to see this come across this on when I was archiving. It was one of the earlier tapes I was archiving during the pandemic. And I found a snow football game. And I, since a little kid, love playing football in the snow. And I love football snow games on television. And I recorded like the final 5 minutes, and it turned out to be an exciting game. It was actually a playoff game, Division One AA, which would be the level below the big powerhouse football schools like Alabama and USC. And it was taking place in Hamilton, New York, which is southeast of Syracuse. So, upstate New York, area known for snow, and it was coming down. Playoff game, so obviously, you lose, you're done. Colgate having a dream season, 13-0, undefeated, down by, I believe it was 6, playing Western Illinois. Here's a look.
Continues to fly. Western Illinois is shot past Colgate, and here's a look at that touchdown of controversy. Did Mickna ever have control of the football before he lost it? More importantly, before he scored the touchdown?
Yeah, I don't think so. It looked like Russ was bobbling it from the quarterback center exchange, and when he went to bring it up over the goal line, I don't think he ever had control of it.
High kickoff from the 50-yard line is taken on the diving catch at the 20-yard line by Mike Christie. So that's where Colgate will take over, 1st and 10. Now they trail here at home, 27-21. An unbeaten season on the line.
Well, we've seen Russ Mickna take the football down and put a good drive together. Now it's up to Chris Brown, the junior quarterback out of Rockledge, Florida, to try to take the football down and put some points on the board. They need a touchdown or get some points out of this drive, and this is the latest in the 4th quarter that Colgate has trailed all year. They've only been down twice, once to Holy Cross and once to Cornell.
This time Branch gets the call, a couple of the yards, maybe 3. As we take a look at other quarterfinal action, Delaware has added another field goal, so they have extended their lead, and looks like they will go on and win that game against Northern Iowa. 30-7 is the score right now in the 4th quarter. And they play the winner of Western Kentucky, who is visiting Wofford, and that game will kick off in just under an hour. Big factor today, rushing yards. Colgate only 32. Western Illinois with 120 to help balance that offense. 2nd and 8. Brown. Pass. Incomplete. Just a little bit behind his intended receiver out there, which was Luke Graham. And he couldn't make the one-handed grab. So now a 3rd down and long.
As you said, the ball was thrown behind Graham by Chris Brown, and he almost makes a great acrobatic catch. Would have been enough for a 1st down. Now they come up with a 3rd and long, a 3rd and 8, and Brown on the day, 16-27, 165 and 2 touchdowns, but he'll need to move the chains here as the clock keeps continuing to get down. 6:18 left to go in this game.
Back to pass again. Finds his receiver wide open. 1st down, Dwayne Long. And Colgate's drive stays alive on a big 3rd down pitch.
Nice catch by Dwayne Long, but watch Chris Brown attack the line of scrimmage. He steps up, gets a little bit of rhythm going, and throws a strike to Dwayne Long, the junior. Big catch on 3rd down.
You could almost tell out of Chris Brown's the way his head reacted and demeanor. Hey, I've got somebody.
Well, he went through his progression. He found a big opening on the curl route, and he almost started to jog towards it and get a little bit of a running start.
That moves the ball to the 39-yard line for the Raiders. Branch. Nowhere to go. Maybe a yard or 2. Phil Archer on the stop. So Branch's game has not gotten off at all in this contest. He's trying to grind it out, make something happen, but the passing game has been most effective on the attack for the Raiders.
Well, we talked about his running and how it would try to help Colgate's winning ability today. And last week against UMass, it was the first time he was held under 100 yards, and he's held under 50 today at 48.
Second down along 8. Brown back to pass. Heavy rush. And this one incomplete. A little high, looking for his intended receiver, J.B. Gerald. And again, we come up with a third down and long. It'll be third down and 8. 5:06 to go. A different situation, as you mentioned, John, for Colgate. When you're used to winning every game throughout the year, you're not used to trailing much at all. And it's how you handle being behind.
And it's the biggest game of the year, and you're not comfortable with coming from behind because you haven't been in this situation all year.
Brown out of the shotgun. Straight back. Looks over the middle. And almost a beautiful catch, but it falls incomplete. Luke Graham tried to haul it down with one hand. Could not do it.
Looked like he had J.B. Gerald on the under route, and Chris just missed him, decided to push the football up the field, and almost a terrific catch by Luke Graham. He's made some awesome catches this afternoon under the situation of the snow and the ice and the cold. And it looks like Colgate will have to kick it away here on fourth down.
James Norris set to take Jason Sutton's punt. And I'll let that one go as it rolls just inside the 20-yard line before it stops about the 19. And that's where Western Illinois will take over, leading this game by 6. The winner of this one, of course, advances on to the semifinals, and the semifinals are coming up next Saturday on ESPN2. Kickoff set for 1 Eastern time. For coverage of both of those games, log on to ESPN.com. Check out ESPN2 next week. And the winner of this game takes on Florida Atlantic, Northern Arizona. Winner of that game later tonight, and the winner of that game will host the winner of this game. That game later tonight at 8 Eastern time on ESPN Game Plan package. First down to 10 at the 19, Western. Hand off to Christian, the fullback. Trying to preserve this 27-21 lead, grind out a first down or two and keep the clock rolling. Adam Lehman the stop for Colgate.
Well, that's the attitude of Western right now. Try to use that 25-second clock and wind it down, not snap it until the last possible second and grind this clock. And for Colgate, you want to make the tackle, get up, get ready to go, because you have to get the football back. And if you're Colgate, you have to start thinking about using those timeouts.
4-yard gain. This time Glassford, I think, just simply slipped and got tripped up by the bad conditions on the field. Loss of a couple of yards, however.
It's been one of those days, Craig, that when you get your motor going and you've got a little bit of momentum, it's a lot easier not to slip. But when you make a sudden move or a quick change, it looks like everybody, doesn't matter if you're a skill player or a lineman, you go down to the ground.
Well, they say got back to the line of scrimmage, so third down and 6. Big play for the Colgate defense as the clock continues to wind. 3.5 minutes to go. Mickna back to pass. Looks downfield. Throws. Incomplete. Colgate does its job, and they will get the football back, forcing Western Illinois to punt.
Well, plenty of time still left on the clock. 3:21 left to go.
And Aaron Kimpton will be punting into a pretty stiff breeze.
Don Patterson rolling the dice a little bit because he could have got it under 3 minutes if they had run the football there, but they'll punt it away. And there's been some big plays on special teams. Look for a big return here if he can catch the football cleanly.
J.B. Gerald's got it. Calling for blockers. Finds some running room. And will wind up in great field position, almost returning this back to the original line of scrimmage. Near the 25-yard line, that's where Colgate will take over, trailing by 6 in this game.
Well, that's the key. He's able to catch it in the air and catch it cleanly, because J.B. Gerald is directing traffic. Watch him say, hey, let's go this way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. I've got a crease. And he almost takes it the distance. Looks like a shoestring tackle, but instant field position for Colgate.
So Chris Brown and his offense back out on the field. Ball marked officially at the 24. Catch, Graham's got it, still on his feet. And hauled down, very close to a touchdown. They'll mark him about the 1-yard line.
And Luke Graham hurt on the play. Looked like he hurt his right shoulder.
Well, he is in some pain. There's no question about that, John. 4 receptions for Graham for 69 yards. He's been a go-to receiving threat. And with 3 minutes to go, he is down just shy of the goal line.
Couldn't tell the way he landed, but obviously in a lot of pain. Great catch and a great throw by Chris Brown. Brown on the afternoon, 18 of 31 for 208 and 2 scores. But it's Luke Graham that's made one catch after another today. Makes a fine catch on the quick slant. Good throw. Looked like the defender slipped on the outside. Let's see if we can take a look on how he lands next to the goal line right there. You can see one of the defenders from Western Illinois over the top. Looked like Phil Archer possibly, 31. Gets on the top of Luke Graham. It looked like the weight.
Well, he is off on his own power. You can hear the students and the hometown fans yelling Luke or Luke Graham. First down and goal. Ball officially marked at the 2-yard line. Ben Evans at fullback. Branch gets the ball, the tailback. And no room to run. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage.
And that actually is not all bad for Colgate. One, because that clock will continue to run. They've got the ball around the 1-2 yard line, so that clock's going to continue to run. They have really 3 downs to get the football in, so that's pretty much a positive play for Colgate.
But you know, if I'm them, I want to get that ball in the end zone as soon as I can.
You take a score anytime you can when you're down by 6, but
I
just
fully appreciate clock management.
Yeah.
Evans again. Branch tries to follow him into the end zone. And it's awfully close, but he will be marked again about a yard shy. So originally from the 2. And now Western Illinois looks like they're signaling for a timeout. They don't want this clock to get away. 1:51 to go in the contest. And the Leathernecks call a timeout.
Well, the last time Chris Brown was in this situation, they used play action. But before we get there on 3rd down, let's go back and take a look on 2nd down. Jamal Branch trying to get up and over the pile. His teammates are signaling touchdown, but the guys in the striped shirts, they say the ball's short around the 1 yard line.
One of those guys up front for Western Illinois, Drew Kosis, they're doing a nice job up there and forcing 3rd down and goal officially from the 1 yard line. Colgate trailing in this game 27-21. Jamal Branch, multiple touchdowns in 10 games this season. Will it be 11? Will they call his number now?
He would love to make it 11. I kind of think they're going to use that same type of play where they hit Ben Evans on the last touchdown, fake it inside to him, and possibly get Chris Brown, give him an option to run the football on the outside or throw it to his fullback.
So the Leathernecks called a timeout. Both teams back out on the field for the 3rd down and goal. Evans in at fullback. Branch the tailback for Chris Brown. Branch, the call. Dives in. Touchdown, Colgate. They have tied the game and are an extra point away from taking the lead with under 2 minutes to go.
If there's ever a time to keep your feet right now, we talked to the kickers before the game. We were down on that end of the field too, Craig.
Lane Schwartzberg comes in, and he and Justin Langdon of Western Illinois have not let the elements stop what they have done as far as kicking at all in this contest. The extra point for the lead. And it is good. So Colgate now jumps out in front 28-27 with 1:48 to go in this quarterfinal game and 1AA playoffs. There's Don Patterson, the head coach at Western Illinois. We have seen just about everything here this afternoon. A lot of snow, but a lot of great plays, a lot of key penalties, some good special teams, and some grinded out hard-nosed football right there by Jamal Branch. Not a lot of yards, John, but he scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, only 49 yards on the afternoon, but let's credit Frazier and Mousson and Scalafini off that right side, the offensive line and tight end for Colgate. They really created a little bit of a crease so Jamal Branch could get in. 4 plays, only 25 yards after that big punt return from Jay. So you either have to fair catch or get it to one of the upbacks, because you're going to get the ball around the 30-yard line, 35-yard line regardless, but you don't want that big play potential because you can't move real well on special teams to cover kicks today.
Rava on the kickoff. Reggie Gray on the return, trying to set up Western Illinois. Not a whole lot of running room out there, so it's going to be up to the offense to put a nice drive together and try to get Justin Langdon, their field goal kicker, within range. He had 5 last week, including the game winner in overtime, as it turned out, double overtime against Montana. But this is the man who has to get him downfield, Russ Mickna. They'll start from their own 28 with 1:45 to go. Out of the shotgun. Mickna looks downfield, pass complete to his big tight end again, Boomer Moore. He came in as a backup, but may start by next year with performances like this.
Boomer Moore has had some big catches, and Russ Mickna finding the open receiver again. 19 of 35, 283, a touchdown and 1 interception. And I believe Western Illinois has 2 timeouts remaining.
Delaware 37-7 now over Northern Iowa, extending their lead. Clearly enjoying their snowstorm.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what it's like there, knowing how bad it is here.
What a great finish this is.
1st and 10 from the 43. Mickna again out of the shotgun. Feels the rush, completes the pass to Glassford. And he is put down right away by Brian Anderson, but he does pick up 5 yards. Clock continues to roll.
Good job by Mickna, trying to find somebody. Has all day to throw the football. Finally retreats. The ball's tipped, and great concentration by Glassford just to catch it.
Mickna holds his feet. This time is incomplete to Glassford. And with the coverage out there by Ryan Miller, he would have been shy of the first down. However, the incompletion at least stops the clock with 1:06 to go. They can reset on 3rd down.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He would have been short, and that clock would have continued to run. So with 1 minute and 6 seconds left to go, 3rd down and 4 yards to go. The ball on the 49-yard line. Russ Mickna trying to find a play and trying to buy some time to get it to his big play receivers on the outside.
.106 to go. 3rd down. Call it 4. Mickna now feeling the heat. Lets it fly. Picked off by Colgate. Ryan Miller's got the football, and Colgate may have a victory.
Ryan Miller comes up with his first interception on the season. He looked like he was just waiting there for the football to come out of the snow in the sky. Russ Mickna under pressure. He gets hit by a couple different players, it looked like. One had him by the back of the jersey. and that really caused the ball to go up in no man's land, and Ryan Miller in. He gets pressure and he goes to the right side. First it's Robert Hanna, and then a big shot by number 55, Josh Sabo. And the ball just falls right out of the inclement weather to Ryan Miller.
56 seconds to go. Western Illinois just 2 timeouts. Brown will keep it himself, wrapping both arms around the football, breaks free, and is dragged over on the sideline, but the clock continues to run, and Western Illinois will call timeout. Lee Russell over there to bring him down. So Dick Biddle might be taking his team where no Colgate team has gone before, and that's into the semifinals. They have never advanced out of the quarterfinals before.
This has been a great football game, and considering the weather that both of these teams played in, I thought Chris Brown for Colgate, the quarterback, and as well as Russ Mickner, they played just as good as you would want to imagine. If you're their offensive coach or the head coaches, they played terrific at the skill positions. The linemen played a aggressive game up front. I mean, great effort by all of these guys.
Colgate 13-0 coming in, first unbeaten season since 1932, and trying to make it to the semifinals for the first time ever in 1AA football. Good pickup. It's only 2nd down and 3 with 45 seconds to go. Brown keeps it himself. This time he gets tripped up. And is taken down for about a yard loss, but again, Western Illinois right away calls a timeout. That'll be their final timeout of the game. Now, this is one of the games coming in where no matter what the field conditions were, was trying to stop Russ Mickner in this very, very potent Western Illinois offense. In fact, you know, the last 2 games, they put up 517 yards in that double overtime game against Montana. Their regular season finale, they put up 610 yards. And you throw in the weather element here, maybe Colgate used to being out here and not knowing what kind of turnover situation would happen.
Well, I think defensive coordinator Ed Pickman said it best yesterday when he said, I'm worried about Russ Mickner. Can we tackle the guy? And Russ proved, no, you couldn't tackle him. You know, up until that last pass, he eluded every would-be tackler and got off a very accurate throw. And until that last one, he takes one shot from Sabo, and it makes the ball flutter, and that led to the interception.
39 seconds to go. 3rd down, Brown. Just wants to keep that clock going. Slips by a 1 tackler. And then hauled down where it'll be 4th down now. And depending upon the spot of the ball, that should do it. Colgate starts to celebrate. They have won their home football games here in the last 2 weeks to advance to the 1AA semifinals. And the students now rush the field. There's Dick Biddle. Calm and cool, finally throws up his hands to celebrate. 28-27, Colgate is the winner. 20 straight victories now for this Raiders squad as they advance to the semifinals coming up next week. John and I will be back with a final word in just a moment.
Exciting game. Colgate would go on to beat Florida Atlantic 36-24 in the semifinals. 15-0, a dream season on the line, championship 16-0, and they lose to Delaware in the championship 40-0. So I'm kind of curious, 20 years later, what the feeling is by the alumni and the actual football players. They still heartbroken about the championship end, or do they look back with plenty of fond memories? Because it was a good season, 15-1, and a great snow game to boot.